Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault 2, and today we are not in my hot garage. We are actually outside, and you might hear some birds chirping and some cars going by. I'm actually at an Airbnb in San Antonio. I took my family on a little weekend vacation just to get out of town, and it's one of the last times I think I'm going to be able to get all four of my boys in the same place at the same time, because they're all in college and they're all getting ready to kind of start their own lives and things. So us all being in the same place is kind of rare these days. So we're down here and my boys are off doing something. I think they went to the mall or whatever. My wife's inside the house just mulling around doing a couple things, I think watching a television show. So I was like, I'm gonna go outside and make a Texas Gun Vault 2 video. So I grabbed some Cheetos and a beer. And I know some of you guys are beer snobs and you're gonna laugh at my Michelob Ultra. It's just a cheap beer, that's all it is. So anyway, I'm outside trying to enjoy the weather and some time, and I wanted to talk to you about the golden age of firearms. And I know that's a term that people have used quite often to describe different points in time, but I believe that right now we truly are in the golden age of firearms, and I think we should take advantage of it. And let me explain. And I gotta be a little bit careful about explaining, because I don't want the YouTube algorithm to accuse me of anything that I'm not doing, because I do not sell guns. I don't link to any places that sell guns. I don't do any of that. I don't tell you what to do with your money, okay? So just putting that out there. So the reason I say we are in the golden age of firearms is I went to a gun store down here. I was like, I got nothing else to do. I'm gonna go down to this gun store. It's a really nice place here. Huge selection of stuff. I couldn't believe it, really nice. I thought a lot of their prices were relatively fair. A lot of things were kind of expensive, and they had a huge selection. And I was thinking to myself, this is one of the very few times in history, and of course I have a small perspective of history when it comes to this. People that have probably been around the world of guns for 30 years, 40 years, I've probably seen this ebb and flow. But we have more options today than I think we've ever had when it comes to types of guns, the tacticalness of guns, guns with certain accessories, guns with certain options. With the repeal of the NFA tax that will go into effect, I guess, next year, that's going to be a huge boon. And for the next foreseeable future, for at least 3 years or so, I don't really see anything big anti-gun coming around the corner because of Donald Trump, and I don't really see the DOJ trying to pursue changing rules and regulations like they did in the past. And so with everything we have at our disposal and everything being developed, we are truly in a golden age of firearms and firearms manufacturing. You know, when I talk to some of the older people, I'm not going to say old people, but older people, they say, back in the 80s, I could have bought a Mac 10 for so much, paid the $200 tax, the NFA tax, and today that gun would be worth so much more. They had an opportunity to buy this, so they remember like the old Colt Pythons or whatever, and they go, man, I wish I would have held on to that. Or the HK P8s, sorry, P7s. Sorry, I was thinking about the P8s. I was going to talk about that. Because I feel like that's a gun that people should buy if they can get a hold of one. But yeah, the P7, sorry. Got my gun nomenclature all messed up there. Maybe it's the Michelob. But anyway, I kind of feel that this is a time that people are not taking advantage of. Meaning, talk to people that have been around for a long time and they'll say, I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have gotten this now, or this back then, because today I can't get it. I have a feeling that today, in this era, is going to be one of those times. Because although you feel like the trajectory of gun rights is going in one direction right now, it's like investing in the stock market. If you look at the little tabs of how the stock is performing, you can look at how it's doing today and how well it's doing the past 5 years or whatever, and you can see based off of different times, you have different analytics. You can see its performance, and if you just look at like 3 days, for example, you can see, oh my gosh, the stock is tanking, therefore I need to sell. but you don't look at the big 5 year synopsis and realize, oh my gosh, we're up 98% in 5 years, and really the trajectory going forward is going up. But I kind of look at that when it comes to firearms as maybe our rights are going on the downhill. Yeah, we're on a little uptick right now, but that doesn't mean in 4 years, when potentially we don't have a Republican administration, or the people at the DOJ or the ATF change, and they're going to reverse everything with the snap of a finger. And then all the things you're thinking, I don't need to get that right now. I don't want that right now. In 20 years, you're going to realize I should have bought it then, because the few that are still around are worth a lot of money and I can't get them anymore. That's just the way that I kind of look at things. And as I said, I'm not telling you what to do with your money. I'm not telling you where to go or to do anything. Okay, that is not what I do. I don't post any links to anything. Once again, this is all for the YouTube algorithm. But man, are we in the golden age of firearms and firearms manufacturing. The things we can get today is unbelievable. The prices might be a little bit higher than maybe you want. But man, I really feel like we should take advantage of this. But I don't know about you, I actually get a little bit anxious going to gun stores, because there's so much there that I want. I go there and I was looking at some Smith & Wesson revolvers today, but I went over to the modern sporting rifles, and of course I went over and looked at the suppressors, thinking, man, in 6 months, what am I going to get? Because I don't have to pay the $200 tax. I'm like, oh my gosh, I get so anxious because I'm like, well, I can only spend this much money if I was going to get something today, and I can't decide what I want. There's too many options. It's too many options. So I don't know. Do any of you guys kind of feel the same way? Like, I can get any of these things, but if I go in there, I can only get one, and then I'm always worried about buyer's remorse. If I buy that one thing, I get it home, and then I think to myself, I should have bought that other thing. I'm just curious. Do you guys ever have those thoughts or go through those times? Because that's what I'm going through right now. Because I go to those stores and I have the opportunity also through my channel to review so many things, to shoot so many things, and my list of wants is quite long. And I go there and I see all these things and I'm like, which would I get first? Because I look at everything as like a ticking clock, not just my own mortality, but also like gun rights. If I don't start getting these things now, will I ever be able to get them in the future? And then I start to prioritize things. Like I said, I was looking at Smith & Wesson revolvers. If you guys know, one of the revolvers I want is a Smith & Wesson TRR8 Performance Center 327 and 357 Magnum. It's a gun that I reviewed that is my friend Jack's. I fell in love with that gun. But in my mind, I saw one today, but I'm thinking to myself, you know what though? This is not one of the guns that they would ever ban, or they couldn't ban anytime soon. It's so far down on their list that I need to prioritize other things. So anyway, we live in the golden age of firearms, and I am just telling people you need to take advantage of that. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, I'm not telling you what to do, what to spend your money, where to spend your money, or any of that. It's just, yeah. I don't go into gun shops that often. I know it's kind of weird because of what I do, reviewing guns, but I don't have a need to. And then when I go in there, it's kind of overwhelming. It's like sensory overload, especially for like an introvert like myself. There's so many things I want to see, so many things I'm interested in, and I just can't focus. So it's quite amazing. So that's all I really wanted to talk about today, because I went to that shop and had a great experience. The people were really nice. I saw a lot of great things, and a lot of great things that I definitely want. So I thought I would come back here to the house and talk about it. So in the comments, tell me, do you think we are in a golden age of firearms? Number 2, are you taking advantage of it? And number 3, do you feel overwhelmed in so many gun stores today because there's just so many options? So tell me in the comment section. And if you watch to the end of this video and you are a true vault dweller, the word of the day is going to be vacation, because I'm on vacation. Well, it's almost over. Got to get back to work on Monday. But I want to make a little video, let you guys know that I'm still here. So anyway, let's have a great discussion in the comment section, and I look forward to seeing everything you have to say. So, as always, thanks for watching.